2020 Exam 2, Question 10, Financial. Okay, again, so now he's investing $500,000 in an annuity. So annuities are the ones that it's the reverse home loan. So it goes down, but it's bad because it goes down because you want the money to stay high because it's money going towards you. And he's getting monthly payments, and it's modeled by this recurrence relationship. Calculate the balance of this annuity after 2 months if K equals that. So that K is that number there. Okay, so looks like you just get your calculator out and do your standard practice. You put in your 500,000, then you put in your relationship and press enter, enter, and it says calculate the balance of the annuity. It doesn't say to any particular level, so I'm going to do, it's going to be 498,398.08. And it didn't ask you to round, so don't round. Apparently some people rounded to the nearest dollar when it didn't ask you to. So don't, if it didn't ask you to. Next one, calculate the annual compound interest rate percentage for this annuity if K equals this. So again, let's just remind ourselves that the 1, that's the principal, and then the rest of it is the interest rate. So you've got to take that 0.0024 and you've got to multiply it by 100 because you want to take the decimal to a percentage, and then it doesn't matter which way you multiply things, you've got to then multiply that by 12 because you're going to take monthly to annual, and that should get you 2.88% PA. Put the bill PA for per annum. I think you just get it for the 2.88%. All right, so then, fancy thing, for what value of K would this investment act as a simple perpetuity? Now, let's have a think about what perpetuity means when I've got my lips working again. So basically, when you have a perpetuity, this number doesn't change, so it goes forever, which means whatever this is doing to increase, this is balancing it out with a decrease. So the two need to balance each other out. So a couple of ways of thinking about that on the calculator. One way is you can just solve. I did a solve function here, and you can see I just said K, the interest rate, times the 500,000. That's just putting in this relationship. Minus 2,000 has still got to equal 500,000, and just comma K. You could use X, whatever. And I got this K value here of 1.004. So that was one way of doing it with a solve function. Another way of doing it is you could just take the 2,000 and divide by the 500,000, and you'd get this number. Now that's for e neg 3, which is 4 times e to the neg 3, which means moving the decimal place 3 times. Now, if you're not great with this, a little trick I always do is I just add 1, and then it gives me the decimal places. So I know that either way, I've got this value. It worked out, so it is 1.004. You do need to add the 1 though, because if you did it this way and just got that 4, you have to add the 1 because look at here, remember you could have the principal plus the interest. This is just the little r. You need to add the 1 anyway, just not just to sort out your decimal places, but because you need it for the principal. There you go, 1.004. A couple of ways of doing that.